What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Harris sits down for her first interview since being cooed up and injected as the Democratic nominee. It's been a very long time, but get this, she's not interviewing alone. She's interviewing with the one, the only Tampon Teasy, and they're doing it together on a favorable news network with the favorable anchor, CNN and Dana Bash. Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button. And guys, let me know where you're watching this out of. We are going to jump into a video from Newsmax because here's the thing. We all know once Kamala Harris gets unscripted, she goes off the rails. She absolutely goes off the rails. And that's why I think Tim Walz is involved, to keep her in the rails. But this is great. Check this out.
Campaign is sending Tim Walz to help Kamala survive her first and perhaps only TV interview. The campaign clearly understood that this decision would be an optics disaster, which it has been. It's also incredibly insulting to women out there who they desperately need to vote for them. Potentially our first female president is unable to handle a one-on-one interview by herself. Is that the message that they're sending with this move? That's exactly the message that they're sending. Even worse, it's a friendly interview with a deep state Democrat shill. How do you convince voters that you are ready to run our entire country when you can't handle Dana Bash on your own? The wild reality that we must face is the Democrat Party staged a coup to oust Joe Biden, then subverted democracy by installing a candidate that nobody wanted or voted for. And ironically, that candidate is somehow less competent than her dementia-ridden predecessor. It is crazy to think that Joe Biden was doing one-on-one interviews with the media and taking far more questions than Kamala Harris when he was sounding like this.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President. Oh.
Dr. Biden thinks that, my wife thinks that, that we're doing something very important. We have, I just, anyway, I don't want to take too much credit.
Yeah. He had more media availability than the 59-year-old woman that is now running for the presidency.
Yikes. Yikes. We absolutely know why she's not taking conversations from the media, because she can't. She can't. Because of situations like this. Shout out to Presidential Reviews for this video.
You are leaders.
This is Kamala Harris speaking to an elementary school, by the way.
By the very fact that you all are here in this room, doing what you do at this incredible school, doing it as one big team, understanding all of the different parts that fit together to create a team.
Now, watch closely as Chef Cork Soaker expertly combines hundreds of words, each one more meaningless than the last. Notice how, despite all the words being tossed around, there's not a single substantive thought in sight.
So, I've been hearing about you incredible young leaders for quite some time, from the players to those who are bringing joy to everybody in the stand.
The secret to a mouth-watering word salad? It's all about leading the audience to believe that something meaningful is just around the corner. But in reality, there's nothing but a jumble of empty phrases. The more words, the better. Just keep stringing them together.
You are doing some of the best work any leader can do.
As we watch Chef Cork Soaker in action, pay attention to how she effortlessly wastes precious minutes of these high schoolers' lives. Minutes they'll never get back. Time that could have been used for something more productive, like rearranging their sock drawers or watching paint dry. But here's the key. Never cut a word salad short. Even when you think you've lost the audience's interest, just keep going. People will listen to your empty words far longer than you might expect, especially if you're wearing an expensive pantsuit. And there you have it, a fresh word salad, expertly crafted by the master of empty words herself, Chef Cork Soaker, only on How Stuff's Made.
Let any circumstance knock you down or slow you down, you just keep going at it. That's who you are. And that's why we are so confident in everything that you are doing and will continue to do for our country. So just keep being you and all of the excellence that you're bringing to everything you do. Okay? All right.
Cringe-worthy. Cringe-worthy. Scott Jennings has been on absolute fire lately on a favorable news network, CNN. And this is what he had to say about Kamala Harris interviewing with Tim Walz.
I have great confidence in Dana and CNN to do this. I think it's incredibly weak. Weak sauce.
Weak
to show up
sauce
with your running mate. The fact that they don't have enough confidence in her to let her sit herself, the actual top of the ticket, and do a single interview. In fact, I think the hand-wringing and the gyrations over this over the last month show a troubling lack of confidence in her political ability, which also makes you wonder as a voter, well, what kind of president would you be if this kind of a small-time decision, can we do an interview or not, what does that look like for your decision-making process, so on? So, yes, I think Republicans are going to think it's pretty weak to show up with effectively someone to take up half the sit. They don't have enough confidence with your running mate. Sauce. Weak. Weak sauce.
Weak sauce. Scott Jennings said it absolutely right. And here's the kicker. Kamala Harris waited 40 days to give an interview, refused to do it live, needed Tim Walz as a support animal or support person. I'm going to readjust that. It's reported that the interview is only going to be 18 minutes, and CNN will not release the full transcript. So what's going to be cut out? What is going to happen? And here, ladies and gentlemen, is a teaser of the interview itself. Here's Tim Walz and Kamala Harris walking up to CNN. And here is the sampler of the interview.
How should voters speaking look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now and you've learned more about the information? Is it because you were running for president in a Democratic primary? And should they feel comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward?
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed. You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. As an example, that value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
That sucks. That sucks. This individual on TikTok destroys the Democratic Party in less than 2 minutes. Here we go.
To vote for a candidate for president that's already in office and is guaranteeing to fix all of the problems that they told you didn't exist for the last 3.5 years? Kamala Harris says she's the one to fix the border, not Donald Trump, even though the numbers were lower under Donald Trump. But fix what problem? You told us for 3.5 years the border was closed and secured and safe. Now we're finding out that's not true. And they've evidently lied about the number of children that have gone missing. This is the same person that tells us they're going to fix the economy. Fix what economy? You told us the economy was booming, the best we've ever seen. You guys have created more jobs and more manufacturing than any president in history, as they now just downgraded the jobs numbers yet again. And we're being told by the CEO of Home Depot that the government needs to be honest about what the real jobs numbers look like. See, she wants to put in price controls, as if we didn't learn anything from the Soviet Union, to control price gouging when inflation due to printing money and spending money is what drove revenues up, which also increased profits because profit margins stayed the same. These are the same people that told you that they're going to fix crime. We were told in the last election that crime was down. It was just a right-wing talking point. Then we found out that major cities aren't mandated to report their crime data like they used to. See, these are the same people who told you Joe Biden was mentally sound and physically fit to be the next president, and they were going to do that, but they said that only long enough so that they wouldn't actually have to have a primary and have you vote, because the last time you had an opportunity to vote for Kamala Harris, you gave her less than 2% of the vote. But pick her, because she's going to fix all those problems that don't exist.
Said it. He said it. He said it.
Got him.
Shout out to everybody watching. Really appreciate you guys. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button, share, subscribe. And I will catch you guys later today. Catch you on the next one.